This war was different because it was immediately a world war.
Global, almost from the very moment it started.
It began in Europe.
In the decade before the First World War, Europe is a continent that is cosmopolitan, that shares a number of common values, which is facing in many respects common political challenges, the rise of socialism, and collectively is facing new scientific innovation and cultural change in ways that are international rather than national.
It's already very modern. The transportations of the trains, of the cars.
It was economic boom, high speed of industrial development.
Germany was a country in political, social, cultural anxieties. On one side was high tide of modernity. On the other side, political blockade between the government, socialists, Catholics, then high nationalism. And culturally, it's a country that is dissatisfied with modernization, with civilization. It's a country still on its way being unified, and it's a country uneasy with itself.
From the 1880s onwards, there had been a degree of an imperial competition.
France had colonies mainly in Africa and in Indochina.
Russian Empire was the biggest country in the world.
Big players in terms of empire are Britain, France, and there is also a very large empire in Europe, the Austro-Hungarian Empire. There was a sense that the world was sort of full up by 1940, and there weren't places that were up for grabs.
German political mentality was striving for an empire in Africa and Asia, everywhere, but they were pretty late.
It's about patriotism, and each of them think they have the best way. That is, the best way to behave is to be German. The best way to behave is to be French. The best way to behave is to be American, is to be South African. And then the ground where they can put their ideas in action becomes sacred.
Germany sees itself under pressure, encircled by its enemies. This anxiety, this adds to the short-term chain of events being triggered by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
On the 28th of June 1914, the heir-apparent to the Austro-Hungarian throne, Franz Ferdinand, is assassinated in Sarajevo.
Austrians sent an ultimatum to Belgrade, which could not be accepted. When Austria tried to invade and declared war on Serbia, the Russian mobilization kicked in, and Britain declared war on Germany because Germany violated the neutrality of Belgium. The domino effect.
The overwhelming reaction to the outbreak of war is shock.
At the beginning, the soldiers were very ready to do their duty.